Glenn Beck had what Right Wing Watch is calling a meltdown on air today over Ebola. Now, it started out as a conversation on Ebola, but it got broader quickly, and it got weirder, and it got religious, too.
E pluribus unum, we're about to become one again. Through our ramifications, he will humble us. And these people in Washington are so arrogant. I haven't seen any humility. I haven't seen anyone in Washington say, hey, you know what? I was wrong about ISIS. You know what? I was wrong about Benghazi. You know what? I was wrong about the caliphate. Oh, you know what? It seems I was wrong about the economy. Oh, I was wrong about health care. Oh, I seem to have been wrong. Maybe I will humble myself now and fall to my knees and say, Lord, everything I seem to be doing seems to be wrong. Where do you want me to go?
That's where you go when you think you're wrong about stuff? I've been so wrong for so long, I can't understand it. I better get on my knees and talk to my imaginary friend. Geez, I'm so off on this issue. What does the Tooth Fairy think? Has the Easter Bunny weighed in on this yet? I'm curious. What do the jungle gods of the Amazon rainforest think about my position on abortion? No, but that would make you more wrong. The way you remedy being wrong on something is learning and reading and education and getting more facts, getting more information in your mind. But he's like, well, no, as a good, well, he's not even Christian, a good Mormon, what I do is I speak to God. God tells me. No, that would mean you're a schizophrenic and you're listening to the voices in your head. I forget whose line that was, but it's such a brilliant line, that if you talk to God, you're religious. If God talks to you, you're schizophrenic. Nothing has ever been more true in human history. But the other part I love about that, every single thing Glenn listed off, he's been wrong about. ISIS, Benghazi, economy, healthcare. I mean, you were one of the people who said the sky was falling and when Obamacare gets implemented, there's going to be death panels and they're going to shove sharp things in your grandma's ass and all this crazy stuff. Meanwhile, Obamacare is implemented. It's working pretty well. Now, again, you guys know me. I want a Medicare for all system, and the Democrats had a supermajority. They could have pushed for that, but they didn't do it. They did the originally right-wing idea, the free market solution, where you mandate everybody goes to private health insurance companies. But it has worked out pretty well compared to the alternatives. See, what we had before was just the laughing stock of the world. I mean, our health care system was beyond pathetic. Okay, 45,000 people dying every year because they didn't have access to basic care. That's the U.S. So anything was a step in the right direction, and Obamacare was a step in the right direction. And he's acting like, why don't the Democrats admit that? Why don't these politicians admit that? No, the only person that needs to admit they've been wrong all along is you. I mean, we did a story where I remember Glenn Beck went on this arrogant tirade about how nobody's been more right about everything than me. All my predictions have come true time and time again. And then I played a compilation, a mashup of him going on for like 3.5 minutes where he just says wrong thing after wrong thing after wrong thing after wrong thing. And he never answers for it. That's the thing about the right-wing commentators. They never have to answer for being dead wrong time and time again. There were people who predicted not only a Romney victory, a Romney landslide victory. Why are you not fired? Why are you not hiding under a rock? Rush Limbaugh said Romney by a landslide. Okay, George Will, Romney by a landslide. What's his face on CNBC? Larry Kudlow, Romney by a landslide. You guys should all be embarrassed. Every poll, out of the 27, 29 or whatever it is polling companies, only one had Romney leading by a little bit. Every other one said Obama by a fairly significant amount. And they said, I'm with the one poll. They just don't believe in facts. They don't believe in facts. And they never have to answer for it because their audience are morons. I mean, they are. Why would you keep listening to a person who's been empirically proven to be incorrect about almost everything they say? Okay, I mean, there are people saying now that Obama's going to get a third term. He's going to override the rules, and he's going to get a third term because he's just that evil. But when that doesn't happen, are you going to come out and say, sorry, guys, I was wrong on that one. Jeez, I'm an idiot. No, they'll just keep going forward and act like, I never said anything wrong. What are you talking about? He mentioned Benghazi. Why don't they come out and say they're wrong on Benghazi? I don't know, because they weren't. How about the report that came out from investigative journalists on the ground where they said not only were the Democrats right on Benghazi, everything Obama said in the aftermath turned out to be true. That the protests were actually about that goofy YouTube video. Okay? Don't take my word for it. This is the investigative report on the ground when they had people make connections and look into it for months on end. So, but they never came out and said we've been wrong about it. The economy, too. Yeah, Obama's terrible with the economy, worse than Bush, except Bush's unemployment rate was 10%. Obama's is 5.9%. How does that make sense? That's right, it doesn't make sense. There are problems with the economy today, but it's not as bad as it was during the crash and the beginning of the Great Recession. But Glenn Beck, being classic Glenn Beck, everybody else is wrong about everything. Yeah, that's what it is. I've been right about everything. But when you're wrong, get down and pray, because that'll totally get you more knowledge to talk to something that doesn't exist.